I'm Ted Keys in Pasadena, California. Welcome to my Tuesday conference call, a free, high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top producing freight agents. Go to tedkeysonline.com for complete call information. Then join us weekly to see new, serious, struggling, and experienced sales professionals move more freight efficiently, effectively, effortlessly, and make more money financially. So watch my recorded call topic highlighted there on your screen right now. Then go to tedkeysonline.com and hear more podcasts, read more blog posts, watch more videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. Enjoy watching and applying my Tuesday conference call. Hello and welcome to my Tuesday conference call. I'm Ted Keys, your top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. This is a free high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top producing freight agents at 2 p.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m. Eastern time. On the call today, I'll show you how to move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly so you make more money financially. And after the call today, go to my website, tedkeysonline.com, to hear more of my podcasts, read more of my blog posts, watch more of my videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. When you arrive at my Freight Sales Success Store today, you'll see a number of products available for purchase. First product you'll see is my flagship product. That is my Freight Sales Success Guide typically for beginner and struggling freight agents. I will say this, I offer this for free for those that join our top producing freight sales office. Next product you'll see available is my Freight Sales Success Quotes. Typically, if you're searching for motivation, these quotes will give you the motivation to pick up the phone and connect with the marketplace daily. Third product you'll see available for sale is my Freight Sales Success Skills. For those of you that have been around, you'll know that this profession requires an infinite amount of skills, specific skills in particular, just like the one we're going to go over today. My Freight Sales Success Skills provide those skills, teach you those skills that are required. Fourth product available is my Freight Sales Success Training. This is a 17 video course that will take you from knowing little or nothing about the freight industry to covering your first load and beyond. All products are available today at my Freight Sales Success Store at my website, tedkeysonline.com. And while you're there at my website, taking in all this free information, go to the contact page. When you get there, enter your contact details. By doing that, you'll receive your weekly email invite to this and every call, along with the attachments that I provide, free attachments that I go over on each and every call. You'll also receive my free report, just as a freebie, 11 ways freight agents will increase their income. And I will say this has been downloaded thousands of times before. And if you have any questions today involving my topic, or more specifically, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Today's topic on my Tuesday conference call is recovering from poor freight sales calls. One more time, recovering from poor freight sales calls. One thing you'll find out real quick when you get into this profession is that you will have some individuals that just don't want to talk to you. Either that, or you're going to flub up some calls. You're going to say things that you wish you hadn't said. We're going to go over today how to get past or how to recover from making these poor freight sales calls. So for those of you that are on my contact list and that you've received your weekly email invite for today's call, go to any one of those email invites that I sent you today, scroll to the bottom, and we're going to go over the free attachments that I do provide on each and every call. So let's talk about recovering from poor freight sales calls. As I said earlier, there are just going to be some calls that you flat out don't receive positive feedback. You don't get your prospects contact email for you to communicate with them. Let's go over some ways how to get past these poor freight sales calls. So go ahead, scroll down, open up that first attachment, and let's start the call today. So here's an example. You just got off the phone with a prospect and it didn't go as well as you planned. Did you fumble? A freight rate explanation in a competitive situation as an example. Did you have trouble connecting, making a connection with your call in general? Was your freight prospect in a less than stellar mood and outright rude to you? I will tell you this, you will come in contact with calls like this where, hey, your prospect will be outright rude to you. We're going to go over later how that can be good, only if you see it in a positive light. However, it's normal to be upset when this stuff happens. It's a natural reaction. After all, you have high standards, and nobody wants to feel like they've screwed up in these types of situations. However, a poor prospecting freight sales call can ruin your entire day if and only if you allow it to, and you can't afford for that to happen. So how do you get yourself back into a positive mental frame of mind? Well, basically, I'm going to go over 4 ways how to recover from a poor freight sales call. The first thing that you're going to do is you're literally going to get some distance. Get some distance literally. Recovering from a bad call is far easier if you physically leave your desk, believe it or not. Go for a short walk or get a cup of coffee or other low-calorie drink. Remember, it's a short walk and not a marathon. Don't let this last for more than a minute. By removing yourself from the physical space in which an unpleasant or unsuccessful call took place, you're sending a powerful message to your brain to recuperate, to just take a step back, rethink what went wrong or even what happened. You'll then come back mentally fresh with your next call, ending up a whole lot better. So the first thing that you're going to do when this happens, and that is get some distance. Again, literally get up out of your desk and take a short walk. Second thing you're going to do is to give your mind a reset. Let me say that again. You're going to give your mental mind a reset. If you don't have time to take a full-fledged walk and have to stay at your desk, don't dive right back into your selling stance or your selling posture. Take only 2 or 3 minutes, as an example, to focus on a task completely unrelated to those sales goals, to those sales goals for that day. Here's an example. Watch a funny YouTube video or check your social media, anything along those lines. The important thing is to focus on something other than your freight sales so you aren't carrying any lingering emotions from your bad call into your next one. I can't express how important that is. So again, give your mind a reset. However, there is a caveat, of course, all right? And here's what it is. Confine your non-work activity to only a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes at the max. Remember that procrastinating is not the same thing as a short break. So the second thing that you're going to do is to give your mind a reset. The first thing you're going to do, as I said earlier, is to get some distance. Second thing you're going to do is to give your mind a reset. Third thing you're going to do, again, in this order, or you can flip this around. It all depends on what happened on the call. But the third thing you're going to do is to focus on your next call. Eventually, guys, you've got to focus on your next call. As an example, professional athletes often say that to bounce back from a bad game, they keep their focus on the next game. There are lessons, of course, to be learned from performance errors, which you just had, but carrying baggage from past mistakes is a surefire way to get yourself up, is to set yourself up for more failure. A new call means a new freight prospect and a new opportunity. I can't express how important it is to remember that, guys. Remember that there's nothing about your previous call that will affect the outcome of your next one. That's why you start out fresh again. Third thing you do to recover from a poor freight sales call is to focus on your next call. And when I say focus on your next call, to focus on what you're going to say to that person. Don't focus on your next call with lingering baggage from the last call in your mind. Fourth thing you're going to do is to reflect on what went wrong. Again, you don't have to do these all in order. You can do them mixed up. But the fourth thing to do is to reflect on what went wrong. Now, we've all done some things we wish we could take back, then spent hours or days obsessing about what went wrong. It's only human. That's our human nature. However, it's also not helpful. What's done is done, and basically, you can't change it. The only productive thing you can do is attempt to learn something new from the old situation, but not right at that instant. And that's usually how it happens. It usually happens where down the line, hey, maybe a minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes later, it actually happens. So here's what you're going to do. Jot down some notes on what went wrong, or set aside some time to listen to a recording of your call if you made or have that option available. Then the next time you speak with someone who can hear your calls, seek constructive feedback back from them. Avoid doing it too soon, lest you end up venting your frustration at yourself or your prospect the entire time. But don't wait too long. You might forget relevant details. So, one more time, 4 ways to recover from a poor freight sales call. Again, you can define poor however you want, however it affects you. A couple examples are, they just flat out wouldn't give you the email contact that you were searching. They were just plain outright rude to you. However, the four things you're going to do is first, you're going to get some distance. Again, literally just walk away from your desk. Second thing you're going to do, give your mind a reset. All right, just walk away for a few minutes. Third thing you're going to do, focus on the next call. Again, focus on the next call with no baggage attached. All right. And the fourth thing you're going to do is to reflect on what went wrong. Again, you don't have to do it in this order. Mix them up however you want. But just in concluding this topic, just to wrap this all up, resilience and grit are important traits. Not only important, but they're required traits for salespeople, especially freight sales agents, to possess. You must possess these attributes, grit and resilience. That's just the way it is. Everyone's bound to make some mistakes in their freight sales profession. Absolutely. What matters is how you recover. By turning a bad situation into a learning opportunity, you prevent it from affecting your future performance. One more time, guys. First thing you're going to do, get some distance, literally. Second thing you're going to do, give your mind a reset. Third thing you're going to do, reflect on what went wrong. Fourth thing you're going to do is focus, reflect on what went wrong. That's what I just said. Boy, let me do this all again. I'm sorry, I'm mixed up here. First thing, get some distance, literally. Second thing, give your mind a reset. Third thing, focus on your next call. Fourth thing, reflect on what went wrong. Can't express how important it is that you recover, and you recover quickly when you have a poor freight sales call. Let's move on to some motivation, and I've got some good motivation for you today. So again, scroll down to any one of those email invites that I've provided for you for free. Go to that second attachment. Let's go over some motivation for today. And again, this motivation ties in with this topic on how to recover or recovering from a poor freight sales call. First thing, remember, again, this is a second attachment. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, is that you're never going to be perfect. Let me say that again. You're never going to be perfect, nor will every call that you make be perfect. So what do you do? Just get over it. Just realize that that's the case. Let me say it again. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, you're never, ever, ever going to be perfect. Perfection is not going to happen in this profession. Attaining it or getting close to it, now that's something you can, that's something you can strive for. But just remember, you're never going to be perfect. So get over it. Let's move on to that third attachment that I provided for free down on your email invite there. The third attachment reads, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, that if your prospect is easy to talk to, let me say that again, if your prospect is easy to talk to, then everybody else is talking to them. One more time, if your prospect is easy to talk to, then everybody else is talking to them. Hey, there are some prospects, they just love talking to people. That's just their personality style. That this goes hand in hand with the personalities that I've gone over with in other calls. Koalas love talking to people. Monkeys love talking to people. Lions, owls, typically they don't like talking to people, but just remember, if your prospect is easy to talk to, then everybody else is talking to them. What does that mean? Well, if they're putting you on their freight list, they're putting everybody on there. So what does that mean? You're competing against a lot of people when they send out their freight requests. Just one thing to remember, hey, it might be easy to getting on that list. Here's the downside. You're going to be competing with many other freight brokers when those freight requests come in from that particular prospect. So remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, if your prospect is easy to talk to, then everybody else is talking to them. Let's move on to attachment number 4, guys. Attachment number 4 down at the bottom there, which reads, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, great levels of attention will always create criticism. Great levels of attention will always create criticism. Let me explain that a little further. We're in a profession where we're calling people out of the blue. For the most part, most of these folks, they're gonna feel uneasy when you first contact them. But again, building relationships over time really takes time. However, when you do this over and over and over again, when you continue to build that contact list, like I keep telling you to, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get criticism in the process. You're going to have these, well, let's call a poor freight sales calls along the way. Now, if you're calling one prospect a day, one prospect a week, your criticism level is down here. But what does that generate? It generates no contact list. So remember, my main point of this is, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, and that is great levels of attention. Really, this is what you're getting. You're getting attention to build your relationships. Great levels of attention will always create criticism. Great levels of attention, positive, negative, you're going to get criticism. However, to be successful, you must get attention. That's just the way it operates. You decide what you want. You decide what you're willing to put up with. Me, I'll keep calling. I'll take the criticism because I know what the end result is, and that's what you're going to get when you create great levels of attention. Criticism will come along with it. It's just that simple. Let's go ahead and move on to attachment 5, guys. Attachment 5 at the bottom of your Gmail invite that I sent you today. Free attachment number 5 states, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, oh, so important, how you handle disappointment now determines your future results. One more time. How you handle disappointment now determines your future result. Question. When you get disappointment, when you have a poor freight sales call, are you going to run in the corner and hide? Well, if that's what's going to happen, well, that's basically your future result. Your future result is really nothing. So you've got to learn how to handle disappointment because, Let's face it, a poor call can end up in disappointment, but how do you react to it? So remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, how you handle disappointment now will determine your future results. Can't express how important that is. Let's go on to attachment number 6 on the bottom of your email invite today to this call, and that reads, remember when you're calling your prospects and customers, you're either going to get strong or you're going to get gone. You're either going to get strong or you're going to get gone. By continually making contact with the marketplace, it's going to strengthen your resolve. It's going to strengthen your resiliency. If you don't strengthen that, folks, if you go into every call with very little power, with very little aptitude, with a poor attitude, believe me, you're not going to get strong. You must be strong when you make contact with the marketplace. Because here's what's going to happen. Your prospect is going to see that. Typically, your prospect will see that, and your prospect is going to blow you off. So, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, by continually doing this, making contact with the marketplace, you're either going to get strong, you're strong and let's say better, or you're going to be gone. And unfortunately, that's what happens. That's what happens to most individuals that attempt this profession. They get gone because they have these poor calls. They say, this isn't for me. I quit. I'm done. Hey, you make the choice. Either get strong or get gone. It's up to you. Let's go ahead and move on to that last attachment. Attachment number 7 at the bottom of your email invite today. And attachment 7 reads, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, if you wait for perfection, you'll end up doing nothing. And what that means literally to wait, because I'll say it again, perfection will not happen. You will make mistakes in everything that you do. You'll make mistakes growing up. You'll make mistakes in the sport that you join. It's no different in this profession. You will make mistakes. So if you're searching for perfection, and if you're waiting for perfection, you're going to end up doing nothing. If you end up doing nothing, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're going to have unpaid bills piling up. So to wrap this all up, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, if you wait for perfection, you'll end up doing nothing. Not only will you end up doing nothing, you'll end up getting nothing. Great topic today. I can't express how important it is that you realize that you will have poor freight sales calls. This is a great way how to recover from those poor freight sales calls. Questions, comments today, guys? Do you have any? Well, then give me a call. Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Another question. Are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? There's a reason why you got on my call today, and that is because you see value, or you're finding value in what I have to say to you. And you are getting value. You're getting over 25 years of it. Are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Then give me a call. Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Great topic today. Again, that topic is recovering from poor freight sales calls. Get ready to join me next week, same time, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time on my Tuesday conference call. I will see you all again next week, again, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time on my Tuesday conference call. Take care, everybody. God bless you all. I'll see you all again next week. Bye-bye. You've just taken a tremendous step forward by watching and applying my Tuesday conference call highlight. Do you desire to earn and learn with our top freight team and Christian-based office? Yes? We're searching for a self-starter who's serious, motivated, and ready to take action right now. Is that you? Go to tedkeysonline.com/contacts and enter your contact details. We provide top-notch freight agent sales training to you. Then you deliver those same skills with confidence to the freight industry marketplace. I'll talk to you soon.